For those who don't understand, this is the map. The red part and a little bit of the white part is North Gaza. This is Central Gaza and this is the South. North Gaza barely gets any aid. There's over 500,000 people, 600,000 plus people who are stuck under constant Israeli occupation siege in North Gaza, dying of starvation because the Israelis banned them from getting humanitarian aid, dying because of contaminated water. They don't have clean drinking water. And they're dying because of Israeli sniping and Israeli bombardment. I don't know how many people we need to lose, but we are not numbers, neither in Lebanon, nor in Gaza, nor in occupied Palestinian territories. This is the world's shame. This is the world's shame. If in the 21st century, in 2024, people continue to die of starvation because a vicious Nazi occupation continues to ban the entry of humanitarian aid to a certain area, and that's basically North Gaza to you now. And when people gather to collect whatever aid that arrives in North Gaza, get shot at and killed by the Israeli occupation, when journalists are constantly targeted by the Israeli occupation, sniped and killed, when journalists' families are killed, like the scenario that we saw today, where the Israeli occupation bombarded the family of our dear friend, an internationally accredited journalist, Mu'tasim Dalloul, and killed his 7-month pregnant wife and some of his children. And the world does nothing. The world just stands silent. And 6 countries tried to ride on the wave. They were never consistent. Some of them, for the first time yesterday, dropped aid over Gaza, which means they can actually drop aid over Gaza. Most of them have normalized ties with the Israelis, but they never capped on that to go and throw aid. But because we're approaching Ramadan season, they want to clear their conscience. But do you think basically God is going to let them be? When they put their political interest before the humanitarian interest? Shame on all of them. Shame on all of them for being this late, to the extent that over 30,000 people have died so far. Over 1/3 of them are children. And from those who died in northern Gaza over the past month and a half because of starvation, also over 1/3 of them are children. And if you don't believe me, tell Antonio Guterres to send his people down to North Gaza and do investigations. At any point, any head of department who has the American nationality, the British nationality, the French nationality, the Russian nationality, and the Chinese nationality. And why am I naming those nationalities? Because all of those nationalities have not cut ties with the Israelis. Some of them protect Israel and give it impunity through their veto at the United Nations Security Council level. And the others are just silent. They're doing diplomatic talks. They're doing negotiations. And how did that help the Palestinians in Gaza? Or even in the West Bank, where we've crossed the 400 people mark who were shot and killed by the Israelis, where there's no Hamas in the occupied West Bank territories. And the world doesn't feel any shame. And then we move to the Pope. All you can do is pray, right? How about you just act like Jesus Christ and fight the injustice by flying over Gaza and breaking that siege? And might as well take with you Antonio Guterres, who gets paid to be worried. He gets paid a hefty sum to be worried. And perhaps you can take with you the head of WFP, World Food Programme. If we can get aid to people on the ground, then WFP can. And the United Nations can. But you don't want to. That's the difference. You don't want to. Shame on all of you.